Montez at midday. Montez at midday. I'm gonna talk to you. Yeah. Montez at midday. Montez at midday. I'm gonna talk to you. Yeah. St. Louis Games presents Montez at midday. It is Wednesday. It is way back Wednesday. It's what up Wednesday. It's what it do Wednesday. Most importantly, how are you guys doing on this magnificent Wednesday, or as I like to call it, and the kids would like to call it, snow day. It's snow day, kids. Not the amount of snow that we wanted, desired, hoped it would be. But at some point, we thought when we woke up this morning, it would be crazy. And if you have blackout curtains, you close them because you want to be surprised. You want to be surprised with a lot of different things and so forth in that nature. But if you're just tuning in, thank you so much. There's so ways to watch the show today. There's one on Facebook, Instagram, Who's to Blame the Podcast, Twitter at W2B Dre Montez, as well as YouTube Dre Montez. And I have a guest today, my man Jayson Jennings here will be joining us here shortly as he's getting set up, but I have him on here in a minute. What up there, Jayson? I'll finish letting you get ready to the people in 1 second. But I got my man Jayson on here. He will be on in 1 second. I will let him finish getting set up for sure. But again, it is snow day, good people. It is snow day. Let's get on with our daily affirmations. If today is your birthday, happy birthday to you. Coach Pat, little brother, STO Pressure. Pootie, happy birthday to you, Pootie. Happy birthday to you. Oh, my God. And my last high school girlfriend, Candace. Happy birthday to Candace, by the way. Right there, Candace, right there. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you're celebrating an anniversary, happy anniversary to you. If you got the day off with or without the snow, and you already know what you're doing today, damn it, you deserve it right there. Everybody get hydrated. All right, got high fives in the building. Chest bump. Let's hug it out. All right, here go our daily affirmations, and I'm going to bring Jayson Jennings on. Let it go. Ignore them. Give it time. Don't compete. Stay calm. It's on you. And laugh for sure. You need to do all of that right there. And all right. Don't forget, we got a new sponsor alert in the building. It's almost that time. You filed the unlimited way. Tax time. Let's do it right, good people. Call 844-563-1040, or you can text the word cash now to 21,000, or stop by their location in Central West End at 709 North Euclid. You filed the unlimited way. 844-563-1040, or text the word cash now to 21,000, or visit them at 709 North Euclid. We're halfway through this week already. We're halfway through the week. What's going on, Jayson? How we doing?
Doing good, sir. How you doing?
Oh, better than good. I cannot complain. Thanks again for being on the show today of St. Louis Organics presents Montez at midday. Well, guys, this is Jayson Jennings.
Yeah. What's up, everybody?
There it is. I can't say enough about the bullet points on the resume. Okay, you're a techno artist, swordsman, DJ, beat maker. What else? Visual artist. Likes the ladies. What else we got on there? And I think you're pretty fluent in jiu-jitsu and also the language of Japanese. Am I right?
Hey, no, I speak Japanese. I speak roughly 6 languages. I do have some examples of my visual art right here. We have this one I call the Mana Goddess, and this one is a anime style, but impressionist portrait. There we go. We got it on camera there.
Okay.
I really got into EDM music ever since I was a kid. Ever since the Mortal Kombat movie came out, it had a techno soundtrack. Shortly after, I got to take a trip with this group called People to People, student ambassadors that took me for 3 months to France, England, and Germany, shadowing students over there. Um, Basically, it was a group of 32 kids and only two adult chaperones, and we got to just explore Europe like it was the Wild West, catch buses, things, not 90 kids could do that. People nowadays probably
Yeah.
wouldn't.
While you're doing it, I'm gonna show some of your art. You can explain it if you would like to.
I for sure. This one, it was based on a photograph of a piece of bismuth, which is a type of crystal. And then I ran it through a couple of apps where you could manipulate images and sort of like bend them and mirror them. So that's what this one is. I call them digital abstracts. What I do is I print them out large on foam board, and then I take them to art galleries and see if they can sell there, which sometimes they do. Otherwise, I also do large paintings, portraits, caricatures, drawings of like requested ideas, like say you want a phoenix or a mythological creature, or if you want me to draw you Optimus Prime, I got it on handy. As long as I got a pen and paper, I'm there.
I like this one too, right here. I like this one
Yeah,
too. I
that
think it's
that
dope.
has a story. It used to be the logo on my old business cards when I got out of game design school.
Do you have a
That
name
too, I
for
have
it?
um, I don't really have a name for the image. It was just the logo I made for myself.
All right. And here's another one that I pretty much dig right here.
Oh, that, yeah, based on like mecha anime. Because I grew up watching like, well, I mentioned Transformers already, Tekka Man, um, Gundam Wing, all of those. Like, I really grew up with that whole like Japanese culture based on like Super Nintendo and later PlayStation 1 and 2 games. I kind of got stuck in that mental era, but it's still cool to me and people seem to like it, so I keep doing it.
That's what's up. That's what's up right there. Again, if you just tuning in, this is Jayson Williams here. And he's just an all around talent from what I basically can see. Just an all
Jayson
around
Jennings, yes
talent.
sir.
On
Hoorah.
this way back, Liz, it has me thinking even more about where we're at right now when you come to the state of mind of where you at in video games then, and the thought process of video games when I started playing in 1979 to when you got into
Right.
video games. Isn't it kind of wild how that narrative shifted now, that that is where the jobs are at in the gaming world?
Yeah. It's also there's a lot of wide open space for mobile game designers, PC game designers, VR and augmented reality, AR glasses, the new wave of the future. Like VR games, you put the visor on and you're in that world. Or AR, where you can see the world in front of you, but you also see the video game overlaying it. So, you can move around the real world and play the game with like superimposed stuff that's going on around you. Pokemon Go was like the first example of that, but it was for your phone. Whereas now, people are showing me things like AR glasses. So, there could be like augmented reality boxing or like, I don't know, a Grand Theft Auto game where you point your phone at somebody and like zap at them and then like take a hit in real life. I mean, not real life, but, in the game. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, with those AR glasses that you're talking about, actually, as a person that's legally blind and condition that I have, LHON, before COVID, there were some
Hmm.
glasses they were going to test in the military, what through the veterans, and it came with a
Military eyes got
camera
some
on the
going, yeah.
side that tests your algorithms and things like that. They were not
Ah,
designed for you to drive a vehicle, but it made everything a little bit more clear as you're trying to navigate throughout the day.
yeah, that's a great use for it.
But again, it got delayed due to COVID. But I've got emails, video clips that, hey, we haven't forgot about you guys. We're still coming. We're just doing different regions at a time. So I'm waiting patiently because I made the list, Jayson. I made the list to get a free trial pair. And I was very, very excited. But then when I saw the actual civilian price, whoa, that was $5,000. So I don't know what type of discount we'll be getting through the military, but I will be using it if it does pass all the way through all of its, I guess, restrictions and legalities of being available for use for military vets. Are you still there? I think Jayson froze on us a little bit. I think he'll come back in a minute, but all right, we'll get Jayson back as soon as he's available. Come back on the show. But again, I got Jayson Jennings here. The guy is just an all-around talent in the world of graphics, in music, and survival as well. He has an interesting story on me being a Navy vet. He has a Navy story as well, and I'll let him chime back in if we get him back on the show here very shortly. But soon he will be, hopefully. But as I was saying, it is snow day, and for those of us that are old enough to remember what snow day really means, I'm not talking about the Disney movie. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about straight up snow day. Like this what we doing today. Look, this was going down today. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is what we doing today. And there are a lot of grown people who take their kids out of school to have that experience with their kid. There's nothing wrong with that when you want to have some fun with your kid. I mean, you ever skip school with your kid? That is beautiful. That is a beautiful thing to do when you can skip school with your child. And not a lot of people get a chance to do that. But when you do, don't you just make a day out of it? It become one of those days you're like, wow, I should have did this a long time ago. And then the kids really remember it. Then they get older and they tell their cousins. And then when they get to have their own kid, they do the same thing. But snow day is a lot of fun for sure. But it is way back Wednesday edition of the show. And I did have a guest on here, Jayson Jennings. I think he may be having some technical difficulties on his end. So hopefully we get him chime back in here to the show and he'll be A-OK to go. So, but it is Wednesday. And Tuesday night NBA doubleheader. Miami Heat playing the Boston Celtics. Watching those two teams play last night, the way they move without the ball in the spacing, knowing where you need to be and how to get there is very important. Very, very important. Everything is about timing. Everything's about utilizing this small amount of space, but using it to a more effective move to benefit your team and the way your team moves. That was a damn good basketball game last night. Now, I know there was an ill-advised pass that Jayson made last night talking about Tatum, but he still has, to me, he's in a whole new mode of playing. But when we see players struggling, whether it's from our end or from the standpoints of the team expectations, we try to put our own needs analysis on the team and the player. Well, if he gets this or get that, I can see the team going here. Sometimes I would actually like to hear from the player. Has there ever been an owner to go into a sports franchise and say, okay, guys, what do you think we need to get over the hump? What do you think we need? What do you guys see from us to get over the hump? I think that'd be more and more engaging to hear. Because I'm very curious to hear what some of these players, quote unquote, that have a high IQ of their particular sport. But when it comes to that testing time, getting into the playoffs, getting past a certain round, beating a certain team, and you don't get to that point. That's what I'm talking about. It's like playing fifth quarter quarterback on Monday, 10th inning softball baseball the day after a Cardinal loss. We know all the answers now because we didn't see the game. We have watched the replays. We have listened to the analysis. We've used our own eye test, and we all have our own equations and answers when we're watching a team play, win or lose. Then you had the second game. You had the Lakers and the Clippers. Kawhi, not Leonard. I don't know what it is when the Lakers play a televised game. Why is it so dramatic? Meaning our crazy, unexplained slow starts to every game. It's 9-0 or 14-0 each and every game the Lakers start off the game. Then the third quarter, something crazy happens with the Lakers. I feel like the Lakers all touched that ball in the movie Space Jam. Only when they play on televised television, national televised games. The Lakers have a little bit of Kirk Cousins in them. Maybe it's the purple on purple. But I cannot explain. I think we need to play the Minneapolis Lakers uniforms. I think we need to wear those, that blue. We need to get those a try for like 2 games. But if you did get a chance to catch what happened last night in the NBA, this is when the NBA to me gets a little bit more interesting. Those players that got hurt in the offseason, well, in the beginning of the season, that those teams needed, they're coming back. They're about to come back fresh legs. Those guys who went off to get a little bit more player development, they have a little bit more better confidence in themselves, their game, whether it's constructive criticism or upping their game. They're more prepared to handle than they were at the beginning of the year. You put all that together, you get a winning formula. And teams that can figure that out, watch out. I think the NBA push here after the bowl, of course, is going to be very, very interesting. Before I take this break here, I just want to say that I wrote it down. Hold on. On this way back Wednesday edition of the show, when you want to play kids' sports, whether you were a parent or the child taking the initiative to forge your parent's signature, or your aunt or your grandmother's or grandfather, whoever you were living with, you forged somebody's signature to go play a particular sport. At that time, I'm talking way back Wednesday now, way back in the day. All you needed was you need to get an exam or a physical, as we used to call it back in the day. Sign permission slip. Okay, gotcha. A jock strap. Okay. And a picture ID. That's all you needed. That's four things you needed. I didn't mention anything about money, league fees, shoes, equipment. I didn't say nothing about that. You know why? Because they had it all. They had the equipment. You could actually sign your kid up to play in a particular sports league back in the day. Back in the day. That kid can have not one leaf of strength of I don't know how to play that particular sport, but that kid can get out of the house and run around. Figure that shit out later. Fast forward now. Your kid got to know what they're doing. Your kid got to know what they're doing. They're after the age of 7, your kid got to know what they're doing when it comes to sports. That's a shame. There's no more instructional league. They want you to do that at home. God forbid you don't. Then you done put your mom and daddy in a compromised position where they got to sleep with the coach. My, oh my, have times have changed. Well, folks, we got Jayson back here on the show. Hope he kicked out the little problems that we had. But Jayson, welcome back. How we doing?
I'm doing great. So ironically, my phone ran out of battery because I didn't have it plugged into this invention I call the Power Wish.
Human error. All righty, human error.
Yeah, so this here is the box. And within it, you have, I'll give you a sneak peek at what I put together here. Basically, I've jerry-rigged other products together that are pre-existing. We have the solar charger right here. So if you expose this to sunlight, like say set it out all day, or just like wear it on your backpack on the outside, then you're charging this, which is a shake weight kinetic charger made by the company Ampy. So shout out to them for making this. They're the only company I can find online that makes this particular kind of shake weight phone charger. They're both portable batteries.
Share that link.
Ampy. Let's see. You can find them on Amazon, but that's like the only place that you can go to search that company and find them for sale.
Okay.
Only Ampy makes the kinetic shake weight charger. So you take that and put it in a box. So throw that in your backpack. Yeah. Or, anything that creates a repetitive motion. You can take that wherever you want with your mind, Yeah. You get it. But whatever movement you're doing, as long as it's repetitive, like, you might have a job or something. You might be in construction. You might be an athlete. You might run. You might like to go for walks in parks. Either way, this bag has this box in it, and there's enough room for this object to shake. It's charging the solar charger, and the solar charger is charging the other one if it is exposed to sunlight. Now it gets deeper. Now, one more object we have here. It's a multi-power strip. USB outlets. So you plug that into the solar charger, which is usually the stronger of the two chargers. The kinetic one will be like an emergency supply if like you I don't know, the sun blacks out or you live in St. Louis and it's overcast like today. So I went for a walk and that's how I charged my phone earlier from the power that was left in the solar and the power that's being kicked into it for my walk. I unplugged it recently, so my phone drained of battery while I was getting prepared. Um, Irony. The very invention I made failed me because of human error.
It's okay. That's why we keep trying. That's why I like to call this segment
Yep.
today "No Excuses" because you're
No
like the
excuses.
Swiss Army knife of talent of what you have.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate.
Now, talk to me about this swordsman that you're all about.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this sword has a story behind it. My cousin Brandon Tyson went by Slim. He unfortunately passed away on November 4th, just a few days after I got my new house. It was like the universe gaveth and the universe tooketh away someone dear to me. But there was a silver lining, literally. This was Slim's Ninjato sword he had custom made for him in Jefferson City by steelworkers. I went to visit a friend of his named Red down in the Wellston area, and he'd held on to this for me for almost nearly a month after Slim had passed. And I hadn't contacted him in a while, so I went there on the humbug. He said, "Look, I have something for you." He loaded me up with a variety of like lighters and all that, but then the piece of his thoughts, he saved for me Slim's sword. He relied on this thing. He lived a rough life. It was personal self defense item. Did he use it or not? I wasn't around to find out, but I had some training in kendo, which is a Japanese fencing style, and I've read and watched many tutorial on you know ninjutsu, use of the sword, the human weapon. So with that, I was able to easily pick up skills with the ninjato. And I'm still learning because life is a constant learning experience. But I'm pretty cool with this thing already. I'm pretty cool with this thing already. I have a large backyard in my new place, and early morning, late night, start with some stretches, some calisthenics, and just getting a little bit of work with it. Or if not, just sling around a real blade. I've also made this foam for the handle, so it's
It makes
soft.
it very hard to see because the light is behind you instead of front of you.
Oh, here we go. Let me change around my position here. Yeah, I'm sitting by the window. All right, here we go. So this here, it's a foam sword. I don't really have a name for it. It's more like a cudgel or a mace, really. Zoom back some. Here we go. Yeah. So basically, I can prop my phone here. I can actually stand up. Close enough. We'll deal with what we can get. Okay, so it's for a sport called LARPing, live action role playing. For those who know what it is, basically you take like PVC pipes or whatever, and you put foam around them, so it makes it a soft thing, so you can practice like medieval or feudal Japanese or whatever cultures, melee weapons. And a bunch of kids get together on like a hillside, run around, just basically whack the shit out of these things. And like the rules to it, like if you hit the arm, you can't use the arm anymore. Or if you get here, you lose, and you just lay down for the rest of the match. But yeah, I want to get into LARPing. I've never done it before, but I made this so I can safely practice swordsmanship without having to pull my blade out all the time because it is very much my home defense weapon. That
Okay.
and pit bull and possibly other things. But what else have we? Piece of car wreckage I found on a walk last night became a very Darth Maul looking double-bladed sword here. That became two swords. You simply put that together, band that up. Now you have a double-bladed sword and break off into two. This one is more defensive. I left this padding here on it, so it's for blocking. As this one, obviously you see the blade here, it's for striking. Now we're getting into Kali Eskrima, which is a Filipino stick fighting style, which would normally go like this. Over, under, over, under, over, under. That's
Are
a
you
basic
teaching
demo of
classes or are you taking classes?
well, my older siblings come from the Philippines because of my dad's service in Vietnam. We were stationed in the Philippines quite often. And you do the math, most of my older siblings come from there.
Okay. Gotcha.
So as a kid, they taught me the language Tagalog, which is what they speak in Philippines. They were born in Manila, and from them I picked up the Filipino language as well as some hints as to Kali Eskrima, which is the two stick or sometimes one stick fighting style that came from the Philippines.
Wow. Now, how did you go from there to music?
Music, well, actually, it came from ever since I was 5 years old, or maybe younger. Actually, there was always a piano in the house. So piano and drawing were my two first skills. Um, Piano was just always there, and instead of showing emotions when something bad happened, or I should be in a position where most kids would cry, scream, or get upset, I just emotionlessly walked over to the piano and just started playing until I got it out that way. So no crying or screaming happened, just piano happened.
Kind of like how I treat gaming. Instead of yelling, I just pick up a controller and play the game till the emotion
Right,
is gone.
right. And then Nintendo showed up, and that was a game changer because now I had an actual game. So the moment that the Nintendo controller touched my hand, and all of my 3-year-old wisdom, my brain said, I need to make these. So every step of life from around 3 until the age 26, when I acquired that bachelor's in fine arts from the Art of Suits in game design, thank you very much, game art design. Um, I set a goal at a very early age, and I did nothing but take steps toward accomplishing it. And here we are.
That's awesome, Jayson. On that gaming side, I've gotten more and more to
Right.
the behind the scenes of game making and what goes entail. And now these games are becoming
Wow. Thank you.
movies or whatever it may be. Have you created a game that anyone, have you created a game before? Damn, who knows about it or played it, but have you created a game before?
I've created about 3 games. None of them actually went anywhere, but I was satisfied with the knowledge of how to make them, which is what I
There you
really
go.
wanted. Yeah, I was satisfied.
What's the process like in like more of a time frame? Is it more up into the creator or do you put in
Uh,
your time frame, look, I can make this game within a year?
um, well, 3D games, modern games, that's going to be a very, like a lot of companies give very crunch deadlines on that. But so you got to understand, I first desired making games before 3D was ever a thing. I played Final Fantasy, I played Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, things like very stylish animation and good music and very story based. Not very much voice acting because it was text based. So video games were very much my books growing up. They
Okay.
were books to me, books where you could control some of the outcome. So after I got out of school, learning how to make 3D, which didn't really resonate with me, I said, okay, cool. I learned how to do that. Now I make what I want to make. So I made a game called Rocket Kid with a lot of spin kicks and a lot of flipping going on with sprite animation. There was a multiplayer mode where you could play as Rocket Kid or my friend Lolly, who I made into a character with pink hair. Um, and you just fought these sort of like enemy ninjas coming at you and sort of giant enemies. It was really fun. I had a great time making the music. People who guess test played it, they liked it. I made a game called Bluekum Bluekum, which is like this loosely based on Flappy Bird, Aluminum Cap. So it's a scrolling flying game where you can only move up and down, and there's a maze of blocks in front of you. You have to shoot the blocks out of your way to create a path to get through the level. There's these little floating eyeball guys that like fly at you with wings, and you can shoot them, and then they fly backwards into the blocks and hit them out of the way for you as well.
Hmm.
It went over really well with the WashU kids, but I only made it 3 levels long. So to compensate for its shortness, I made the boss level so difficult that you just weren't getting past that. And if you did, congratulations, you beat my game. But replay value.
I learned that watching Mystic Quest on Apple TV
Oh, I
on
loved
the
Mystic Quest.
deadline. What's that?
I loved Mystic Quest.
Yeah, that's a great show. That's a great show. It really is. And I like the way how they explain it to people who are new to the gaming world or have
Hmm.
been in the gaming world, want to take it to a step further. That's what I like about the show.
Yeah. All right.
So what's your next project coming up?
Hmm. Well, okay. So this
Anything you
this
working on, you
box.
want people to know about, or something you got out there you want people to see?
Well, the Power Wish for one. I plugged that. I can bring the original packaging. Because the plastic box was an alternate. The original was made of cardboard with a lot of like Mayan god style artwork on it and symbolism and Eye of Horus and things like that. So I think I should go get that because the box itself was a work of art. So give me one moment and I'll return with it. One moment.
Okay,
Stay tuned.
gotcha. All right, gotcha. All right, guys, good for Jayson a break here. Be right back in 1 second. Again, if you just tuned into the show today, I definitely do appreciate it. I'm your boy Dre Montez, and this is St. Louis Organics presents Montez at midday. It's like
All
one
right.
of my favorite days of the
I'm
week, what
right
I
back.
like to call Wednesday, the Way Back Wednesday edition of the show. We're gonna take a short break here, real quick, Jayson. I'm gonna come right back and
All right.
let the people know more about Jayson Jennings, what you got going on. We're gonna take a short break here and have a word from our sponsor,
All
Mountain
right.
Men. Be right back. All right, guys, be right back. Smoke them if you got them.
Mountain Man Screw. As smooth as a river flows. MountainManScrub.com. Get your scrub on.
All right, and it's snow day, good people. It is snow day
Right.
up in here.
What's up?
Way back Wednesday edition of the show. I'm Dre Montez, and I'm joined by a special guest today, Mr. Jayson
Yeah.
Jennings, local artist. Do it all, say all. In the meantime, don't
Represent.
forget it's time, people. It is tax time. You file the unlimited way, 844-563-1040. Text the word cash now to 21,000 or visit them at 709 North Euclid. Get your taxes done today, people. Get them in there.
Yeah, get your taxes done. Get that money.
Get that money. That's what folks
Right.
be on. Get that money. All right.
So
Jayson.
where we left off before the commercial break, I was going to show you this box here. So this was the original cardboard box that I put it in. It was an old Spectrum wireless box that a Wi-Fi unit came in. It's Canada. Well, you can see the lettering. Maybe if I turn the camera around, if we can find out. No. All right, here. I'll just do my best with this. So, all right. This is Power Wish. It also says it here on the letters that go above. So once you cover it up, it still says Power Wish. POWERWISH. It says item drop at the bottom because, I wanted to appeal to gamers. Same deal as like these the wing looking things here and the very, very boxy lettering. So if you open the box, there's more art. You have this, which is a box full of charger adapters for your laptop, extra plugs in case you still need the wall. We're trying to phase out basically wall outlets. That's my goal here. You generate your own power based on your movement and exposure to sunlight and physical life and just general activity. If you're active and you've ever seen sunlight before, you have no excuse. You can stockpile portable chargers.
No
Charge one a day, store those for the winter when it's not so sunny and maybe you don't want to go out or move as much. You're a homebody, perhaps. You could pay other people to just shake these things for you. You can take the kinetic shake charger and turn it to a baby rattle if you have kids. You can attach it to a car on a bumpy ride. You can use your imagination to figure out any way to turn movement into energy and exposure to sunlight into energy. Make those two things charge each other while simultaneously charging all of your items. No excuses.
That's awesome. Turn movement into energy.
Yeah.
That's
literally,
well said.
you power it. You are the power.
You know how many people I try to tell that to? You are the power. You're your own energy source.
Right.
Maybe
Look here.
now.
Inside the box. I even drew this. We have a sacred geometry. We have a Mayan face here. We have just random artwork here. An ankh, an hourglass, the Eye of Horus, 3 number 3s. Because I'm in symbolism. And, I wanted to make the box look fun and interesting.
What is the cost of a product like that?
Let's see. The solar charger was roughly $40, same as the Ampy kinetic charger. So about $80. You're going to slash your power bill by a drastic amount. Because think of all the things that can be plugged into USB chargers. LED lights. There's your lights. Bunsen burners. Things like little miniature food cookers, stuff like that. Maybe have a battery or two stored up from like a week ago. Have them just stashed in different parts of your house.
Great for camping.
Great for camping. Ideal for camping. Raves, festivals, parties. God forbid you wrecked your car and you got to walk home. I don't know. You got locked out. It's snowing. you don't have access to a wall outlet because maybe
Your
you're in a
girl
rough
tripping,
situation.
and you got your
Maybe
backpack. Yeah.
right, right. Maybe you live on the street or something. Who knows? Ideal for the homeless actually, because they're always moving around and they're always outside. Sun, rain, sleet, or snow, they're always moving because they're trying to survive. Let's at least
You
give them
got
some
that
free
right.
power. Why not? Make it a little
That'd
easier
be
on them.
something to push to the. That'd be something to push to the people that give resources to the homeless community. Have you reached out to someone like that yet with that product?
Um, I've explained it to a few people who live on the street because I talk to anybody from any
Well,
walk of
not
life.
them. Not them. The people that have the money
Ah,
to help the homeless people. Those people.
I I
You
saw
know them
Elon Musk
people.
make a yeah. I saw Elon Musk make a tweet saying I forgot what it was. It said you do it, and I said, Elon Musk, you just set me up for a pitch. So I
Hey,
tweeted back the idea, and it said, now add wireless power to it and add some Wi-Fi, and we have ourselves a deal. Are you willing to invest? So I'm waiting for a reply because I don't know if he looks at his own tweets. It could be his publicist on Twitter for all I know. It's usually how it
hey,
is with
you
social
shot your
media.
shot, man. You shot your
I shot
shot,
my
right? You
shot.
can't score if you don't shoot.
Right. And if I didn't shoot for Elon Musk, maybe I'll get Bill Gates. Maybe I'll get,
There you go.
I don't know,
There you go. No
somebody,
matter what you
anybody.
try, just do it, man.
Right. I'm
There
gonna
are
just
no
keep plugging it.
excuses anymore.
Boom. That's the word of the day. Hoorah! No excuses.
No excuses, man. Try to get that mantra going to people. Some people,
Yeah.
they're thinking in the wrong narrative when I say that and when I use that. If you have everything you need, what is your excuse? There should be none. The no excuses,
Right.
we're going to take away the excuse. Now there are none, so let's go do it. Let's go do it. And I got that mentality from playing ball. Got that mentality from playing ball. I played for a coach that took away the league fee. He took away you paying for uniforms. He took away from you worrying about a car, worrying about a hotel. All you got to do is play ball. What's your excuse?
None.
I'm giving you everything that's on your mind on why you can't play ball to the best of your ability. Now I've given you everything. The only thing you need to concentrate now is playing ball to the best of your ability. Talk to me.
Right. That's so cool. Yeah, coaches are great influences, man. I still remember my track coach and cross country coach, Albright from Sumner High.
That's right. We did go to Sumner. We both went to Sumner. Bulldogs and
Well, I didn't know that. What class?
89, man. 89. Class 89.
I'm class of 02.
Old man in the building here.
Bulldogs. 02. Well, we had issues with every high school within a 3-mile radius of us. Beaumont, we didn't like them. Vashon, we didn't like them. Oh, man.
But the relations around homecoming is so much love with those schools, though. Even when I went there.
Yeah.
Once homecoming, the older people were just different when I was in school that would come back to our homecoming. And now I'm a part of that older group. And I go back every year like I'm still in high school. I go to Sumner homecoming every year. Except even the year we didn't have a damn parade or a football team, we still had a damn picnic and hung out.
All right. Yeah, Sumner had a party.
Yes, for sure. And do you have any DJing gigs coming up?
No, I was starting to try to get the idea together to throw my own because I have I'm gonna do a pan shot of the room. All right, see, there's a large speaker in the background, and there's another large speaker over there.
Okay.
Obviously too loud to play in this neighborhood, in this house, because I'm not trying to get evicted. I just got this house.
Right.
So I do want to throw a bang and rager somewhere. It's just a matter of scoping out the venue and a little bit of planning ahead of time. Just prep work.
Did you go to a naked rave a few months ago?
It was a naked rave? Shit, I wish I was there. Yeah. I missed out.
I know a few people that went to that. It was interesting from what everyone told me. It was
should have been on that. Where was it?
In South City.
Dang, and I live in South City too. No excuses.
Yeah,
I missed that. At the time, a few months ago, I was staying on South Grand and Delore.
Okay.
Now I stay more like on toward like Morgan Ford or like Gravois and Bates, that area.
Okay. All right. Nice area. I like South City. There's some good people. There's a lot of creative minds over here. It's a lot of closeted talent over here in this area. When I say by closeted talent, things have happened to them or her or the group, in the past that now they're afraid or a little closeted on exposing their talent.
Why?
And I don't
Why
know what I
closet?
got
I'm
to
out
do to
there in the
get
open,
these
man.
people to come out with a tap of the damn closet with their talent. But it's a lot of damn talent over here in South City. I'm talking poetry.
Dude.
I'm talking um, African dance. I'm talking acting skills. I'm talking
The way I live
movie
my life and
making,
every word that falls out of my
documentary,
mouth,
singer.
every action.
Everything is over here.
I am the art. My way of life is the poetry. Um, I do me every day when I walk around. I balance my phone on my head while playing my beats off it for attention. So they'll see me. It's a weird dude walking around. Either way, if they stop and talk and listen, it's already playing and I'm already on.
There it is. Now they talking to your beat. They on your
Right,
rhythm.
right.
There
My
it is.
theme music everywhere I go, literally playing while I'm balancing the phone on my head. Farthest I ever made it without having to slip or drop it was about 4.5 miles of just walking with the phone, constantly balanced on my head.
I call it a
I'm sure my
neighborhood
mom
walk.
would want to hear that because she paid for the phone. She would hate to hear that. But I ain't drop it, so hey, whatever
Things
I'm doing
black
is working.
moms say.
Right, mom, don't watch this tutorial. I mean, this video. If you know, then, now you know. Now you know. I balanced the phone
It's
on my
nothing
head.
but love. It is nothing but
Oh
love.
Lord, I
What
didn't
what I
drop
have
it.
to say. Also, my next question I have for you: your your visual art is pretty cool. Have you worked with anyone with your visual art as far as using it in a video for them? Have you done anything like that yet? Or is this something you're working on?
Um,
Or
I've designed a few logos here and there. I've drawn people's requests. I haven't necessarily animated anything for anyone, though. I've done recently a logo for my friend Brandon. He goes by artist named Godflow. If I had a copy of the original SketchUp I did for him, you'd see it. It's pretty dope. He was very happy with it. Very jagged, angular letters for the word God, and then flow. I made very liquid-looking letters, and then I drew like a dodecahedron, and the bottom was a 12-sided polyhedron, no, 20-sided dodecahedron. Let me be right. All right, and then yeah, some other objects in the like background, but he done a really cool logo based on his personal swag and style. I pay attention, so like I looked at like how is he dressed, what does he act like, and I just drew the perfect image that just fit with what he is and what his personal brand is. And that's what you do. It's like being a barber. You listen to the customer. The customer says, "Hey, I want to fade, and a lining." Just take the razor and cut a circle under their head and say, "Creative liberty." No, no. And you listen to
what's the best way people can see your work, hear your work, and get a hold of you?
them. So you type in my name, Jayson, not Jason, Jayson, phonetically correct, Jayson. Why? Because there's a Y in it. Why? Jayson. I have to correct you again. I'm gonna come after you. Jayson. Last name Jennings, like the street. Jennings, like the street, the regular way. Jayson, spelled the right way, Jayson. Sorry, Jasons. And Jennings, like the street. Look that up on YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, pretty much any major platform out there. Because I've gone to England and worked with a lot of my favorite artists out there. They've collaborated with my very favorite artists in Australia, DJ Searle, Joel Hughes. But I haven't got around to collaborating with him yet. He's still a little higher up than I can reach. But I've worked with a lot of his collaborators out there. They are already on labels and things like that. So my name being on their tracks as a collaborator meant that my stuff is already on these platforms now as it is. So you look up my name, or if you look up tracks that I am not on my own channel, look up Bicipay. He's a young Russian EDM producer I've collaborated with, trying to make a song that unifies people and lets us all know we're all human. And, music unifies us. Forget about this Ukraine, Russia, NATO. We like music and we vibe as human beings. So that is that. Um, other ways to find my work. Nigel Neptune. He was the main person I stayed with when I was in England for 3 months at the beginning of 2020, pre-pandemic. He actually had me fly out there, and I stayed rent-free and food on the house for 3 months in England, just to sit on his couch and make beats the whole time. Like that was what I feel to do. Yeah, we made some hits. We made some freaking masterpieces, in my opinion.
That's one question I've always wanted to ask people. I post about when I do my podcast on all different platforms. But I always get somebody saying, "Hey, I can make you a beat, OG." Just by
Yeah,
looking at my
people
photo, what beat do they think I need, and what does it consist of when somebody wants
need.
to buy a beat?
Well, normally I would sit down and listen to your taste in music first before I even approach you with that. I'd scope you out, peep you out a bit. You would be a hard read, but I know that your hat said Vietnam, so that already dates you. So veteran, Navy. So I would think, okay, what came out in that era, and then what does your pre-existing work already sound like? What beats have you already used? Oh, there's that light in the background. Let me turn around some. That's like a halo behind me or something. Anyway, um, for you, you would be a very hard read. It could be anywhere from Parliament Funkadelic to Don't Fear the Reaper. It could be Motown Funk. It could be Uptown Rock. It could be Downtown Jazz. Who knows? You're an eclectic dude too. I can tell you've got some seasoning. You've got some world experience. You've been around. You might have been exposed to types of music I don't even know about. For all I know, you could listen to Swahili music. It missed me, man. I wouldn't know what type of beat to make you. I would just stop and ask you.
I just always wonder when people say, "Hey, I sell beats." Okay, what do you mean? I mean, how are beats bought? Like, is it
Um,
come? Is it like a
I can tell you my method. I'm not sure
okay?
how other people do it, but what's most reliable for me is if I get hold of you on Facebook, which I'm most comfortable with, then there's messaging and there's the option to send an audio clip. So every time I make a beat, I email it to myself first, so it goes from the computer to my phone. Where now I can sell it on the fly by playing it on my phone for somebody in person. If they want it, they give me the money first. I always get the money first. They hand you the cash or they cash app you, and then you email them the beat right in front of their face. And it's a quick, easy transaction. It's
How
not
long is
official.
a beat?
5 minutes to 10 minutes, 11 minutes. I don't know. Depends on what they ask for. Typically, a beat is under 5 minutes because the human attention span is really short.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Some of them can be
So
2 minutes. It depends on what they ask for.
yeah, I like that. I think because I would like my beats coming in 15-second increments in 30 seconds. 15 seconds of beats and 30 seconds of beats.
Yeah, yeah.
I can
And
utilize
the
those a
intro
little
has to
bit
catch
better
them right
than
away. You decide within
yeah.
the first 5 to 10 seconds whether or not they're going to like the beat or not. So the intro has to catch them and be good. Don't just creep into it oh, it's gonna be lead them on with something like the thing is gonna be whack because then they'll turn it off before it gets to the drop or something.
Right, right. That's why I
The
like to
drop be
get
totally
those little
different.
the right ones. And I think a lot of these podcasting platforms that give you free music have caught on to that. Because they have 5 seconds, 10, 15, 30, and 45. And I think that's where it's at with the podcast instead of a 2 minute to 5 minute that's playing. Because a lot of people, when the
Right.
podcasting world and the music world was really going on the rise with people building their own studios, they didn't know how to do the pricing the right way for podcasts because it's totally different. But now they're
Oh
getting a
yeah.
little bit more familiarity with it right now. So it sounds a little bit more doable for people that want to podcast outside of their home.
Right.
But Jayson, man, I want to thank you for your time. But
Thank
before
you
we
so
go,
much.
can you tell me that quick story about your dad and Navy SEAL that you were kind of telling me about?
All right. So my father was Joe Ellis Jennings. He was the leader of SEAL Team 1. He fought 3 tours of Vietnam without getting a single Purple Heart. That means somehow he miraculously made it to Vietnam 3 different times without having ever been shot, which is miraculous. After that, this man chose out of passion to stay in the SEAL team 20 more years after his 3 tours of Vietnam to train SEAL teams that came after him. He passed away in 2000, which is what brought me to St. Louis in the first place. When I was 13 years old, they lost him to Agent Orange, the chemical they used to kill the foliage in Vietnam. So the Viet Cong would hide in the trees, and the Americans made a manufactured chemical that went over the trees and killed the leaves off. So the Viet Cong could not hide from the American soldiers. But our government didn't really know what this chemical would do to human beings, and they told them, it's harmless, it won't hurt you, it only hurts plants. It turned to be a lie, so years later, sadly, Vietnam veterans have been dropping like flies.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Sorry to hear that. Thank you for sharing the story of your father, man. Thank you so much for that.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for his
Respect.
service, too, as
My
well.
father, my son.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Again,
So
Jayson Jennings, artist, techno artist, swordsman, beats, DJ, whole 9 St. Louis's own,
Thank
guys.
you so much.
Thank you again, man, for
Hey,
joining the show
subscribe,
today.
like, and share. Jayson Jennings on all platforms. Give it up for Dre Montez. Give it up for
Thank you,
yourself, St. Louis. No excuses.
man.
All right. Jay
All
Bird
right,
out.
James. Appreciate it. All right, peace. That was awesome right there. I had Jayson Jennings on with the show today. That was pretty cool. So I'm saying I like going out and meeting people, and we have a conversation, and it gets to going again. Check him out. That was Jayson Jennings. He's out there on all platforms that you are on or can get to: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. He is out there. Just put his name out there. What an extraordinary young man. No excuses. We just did. No excuses, because we basically are at that point. I don't know if you got your first job and somebody in the family gave you a car to get back and forth to work in. That way you didn't have to catch the bus, you didn't have to work, you didn't have to rely on nobody. Now you have no excuse why you can't work to work on time. Already in the building. That's all we need sometimes, a little push and a little support for one another out there. That's all we're doing. We're pushing and supporting one another at all times. At all times. We got to be doing that for one another, for sure. Way back Wednesday, snow day, I think all of us have a little kid in us when we see that snow outside. I'm not talking the snow where your car's stuck, your dog don't want to go outside, your little dog gets frozen as soon as it comes in the house. You may throw your back out shoveling snow, your heart rate wrong, you're afraid to drive, there's too many wrecks. Not that type of snow. This snow. You can be a kid again in this type of snow, because I think they already closed every damn thing yesterday at noon for today. They closed every damn thing. My, oh, my. Well, folks, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you so much for joining today's show of Montez at Midday, special edition. A guest today, Mr. Jayson Williams, and it was Jayson Jennings, and it was a lot of fun. Hearing people's passion of what they're into, passionate people about what they do. The no excuse part that he shared was beautiful and wonderful, and of course about his late great father, Navy SEAL veteran. Rest in peace, sir. What a great story he told. Wow, wow, wow. I'm telling you, it ain't why I do it. I love to do it. I love to do it, most important. I love to do this. Love it, love it, love it. It's the people I meet, the people I talk to, and the things I've learned over the few years of whether being on radio or doing this podcast and live streaming thing. It has been a lot of fun, and we have more stuff to bring you, more great people. The month is almost over with, but the year is not. We're just getting started here. If you're in the mood or in the process of doing some advertising, you want to do some advertising with the show, please reach out to us. You can reach me on any of the platforms or go to the website, dremontez.com. But again, there's way back Wednesday edition of the show. Thank you so much to our title sponsor, St. Louis Organics. Thank you. They're located at 8088 Watson Road. Stop on by today. Tell them Dre Montez sent you for sure. But we'll get out of here, folks. And in the words of my great-grandpappy, don't do too much. Take your time. And most importantly, two wrongs don't make a right. They make a left turn. Until next time, Montez at midday. Montez at midday. I'm going to talk to you.